Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Max Power Hour. My name is Fidel Miento, Chief Operating Officer at the Midlands African Chamber, and I will be your host for today's session. Tonight is a special session as we will bring together the 2026 Pitch Black finalists for a live conversation on their journeys, their businesses, and what to expect at this year's conference. This will be an interactive session, so we encourage you to stay engaged and participate in the chat throughout. We'd like you to drop in the chat where you are joining us from and type PB 2026 if you're excited for this year's Pitch Black conference. The Midlands African Chamber is a membership-based organization committed to empowering, connecting, and championing the African and African-American businesses in Nebraska and the Midwest. The 2026 Pitch Black Conference will take place on May 2nd, 2026 at MCC Fort Omaha campus. This year's theme is Culture, Capital, Change. This is where founders gain access to capital, visibility, and strategic connections. Tickets are available at www.wepitchblack.com. Tonight's finalists are Art of Home Care Training Center, founded by Regina Tate, a healthcare certification training provider. Art of Home Care Training Center delivers instructor-led, skills-focused programs, including nursing assistant, medication aid, CPR, first aid, and BLS. The center serves the local workforce with flexible job-ready training, specialized in home care and direct patient care. Next up, we have Upstage Studio, founded by Rachel Guy and Destiny Williams. The education first sewing and upcycling studio, Upstage Studio empowers individuals, students, and creatives to repair, redesign, and extend the life of clothing through hands-on workshops, school partnerships, custom projects, and community-centered sustainable fashion programming. The studio promotes creativity and sustainable fashion practices. Next to the stage, we have Core Science Biodiagnostics, founded by Chanel Shelton, one of North Omaha's community-based CLIA wave laboratories. Core Science Biodiagnostics provides diagnostics testing, workforce compliance services, substance education, and harm reduction programs under one roof to expand healthcare access and strengthen employment readiness. Next up, we have Never Living Co., founded by Shatis Jones, a herbal wellness brand. Never Living Co. formulates Ayurvedic-inspired tea blends designed to support stress relief, sleep, digestion, and everyday wellness. Through culturally connected branding, storytelling, and community-centered engagement, the company delivers functional tea that make holistic wellness accessible and intentional. Last but not least, here we have Shanice Preston, founder and owner of Zuri and Me. Shanice Preston, she has a lifestyle hair care brand. Zuri and Me offers satin-lined bonnet and headwear for adults and children, designed to protect hair and support medical and postpartum hair loss journeys. Rooted in family healing and craftsmanship, the brand delivers inclusive, comfort-driven products. Please show them some support in the chat. Welcome, everybody. So glad to see you all here. You all excited?
Thank you. Yes.
Yes, we are.
Yes, happy to be here.
Yes, absolutely. I'm so glad to have this conversation with you all. I just want to give you all one by one the opportunity to just state your name, your business, and one word that represents your mission. I'll start with Regina.
I am Regina. I am the founder and program director of Art of Home Care Training Center, where we train CNAs in 40-hour medication aids. And one word will be compassionate.
Awesome. Denise?
Yes, Preston, owner, founder of Zuri and Me. One word that resonates with my business, I would have to say, is inclusivity.
Does anybody have double different monitors on? If you do, please mute it. Thank you. All right, we're all good now. Shanice, please go ahead.
Yes, Shanice Preston, owner, founder of Zuri and Me, where we design satin line hair care, really built for everyone, with the mission of mommy and me, and then those who are suffering alopecia, hair loss, thinning hair, things of that sort. But one word that resonates with my business, I would say, is inclusivity.
Awesome, perfect. Chanel? Can you hear me okay? Can you guys hear me okay?
I can hear you, but I can't hear the other ladies.
I can't hear Fidel, but I can hear everyone else.
I can hear you, but I can't hear Shanice. I didn't hear Shanice.
I heard Shanice.
Okay. I don't know if it has anything to do with your location.
But I heard Shanice.
That's interesting. I can hear all of you guys just fine. Hold on.
I can hear now. At first I couldn't hear, but now I can.
Okay.
If she calls me, can somebody just put it in the chat? Because I can't hear.
Yes, I heard. I can hear you fine, Chanel. Okay, go ahead, Shatis then. Shatis, tell us one word that represents your mission. Rachel, can you hear me okay?
Mm-hmm.
Tell us one word that represents your mission.
One word that represents our mission is empower. We empower individuals to, we empower them to get creative freedom, creative confidence, to create new things out of old things, and try something new.
Awesome, thank you.
Hi, I don't know if maybe you haven't called me or not. I'm unable to hear you, Fidel.
Perfect. Shatis, go next. Go ahead and tell us one word that represents your mission.
Okay, well, my name is Shatis. I am the founder and CEO of Nava Living Co. Like she said, it's an Ayurvedic-inspired herbal wellness brand that provides a lot of different wellness teas, functional wellness teas. One word that I would use to describe our brand is intentional.
Thank you, Shatis. Chanel?
It wouldn't be. Oh, thank you. Okay, it wouldn't be a virtual Facebook Live if we did not have any technical difficulties. So I'm just gonna go on the humbug. My name is Charnel Shelton. I am the owner and founder of Core Science Biodiagnostics, a CLIA waived laboratory in North Omaha, serving the families that need help the most, right in the center of our community, from the community, in the community, and serving the community. One word that I would use to describe my business is wealth, because everyone knows that health is wealth.
Awesome. Thank you. So just to help us with the little bit of technical difficulty that we're having right now, the next thing we're going to speak about is going to be what inspired the vision behind your business, what challenges you encountered during the early stages, and how has that vision evolved since you began your journey. And I'm also going to tap that in the chat. So as we respond, just the next person can go ahead and answer the questions. But I'll put this question in the chat for those who cannot hear me. And I will start with Rachel. Then Shanice will follow, and then we'll just go ahead. But I will put things in the chat for those who are not able to hear me.
Yep. So my name is Rochelle. The inspiration behind my business came from honestly survival from when I was a child. Being refugees from South Sudan, coming to America, not having a lot of money to do the things that we wanted to do. Being even buying brand new clothes, I had to think of creative ways to express myself through fashion and through the clothes that I wear, because clothes is the language. It's the way that we communicate to the outside world and to people around us. And so even in my culture, fabrics and color and the silhouettes, it tells a story, and it really resonated with me. And so as a child, I grew up changing my own clothes, cutting them up, making them into something new, to save money, to express myself. And then as I got into high school and college, I found that this is something that I can really share with the world, and it inspired me to create this business because people need clothes, one, and second, people are missing the life skill of sewing and mending and repairing their clothes. Instead of doing that, they just throw it in the garbage, or and they go into the landfills, and that was something that didn't sit right in my spirit. And so that's what made me decide to start Upstitch with my business partner, Destiny. And some challenges that we had in the beginning was capacity. It's a hands-on service that we're doing. And so just being one person, I can only do so much. And so that was the main restrictions and limitations that I had. So that's why we're here. We're trying to grow. We're trying to teach more people how to sew and how to mend and repair, and just think more consciously about the clothes that they're buying and that they're consuming. And yeah, let's see. And how has it evolved since we began? Now we are currently seeking new team members. We're hiring out tailors and seamstresses and sewing instructors, so then we can grow and increase our capacity and bring this program to more communities.
Thank you so much for just elaborating on that. Shanice, do you want to go next?
Yeah. Zuri and me started, I would say, during a personal place, a personal season. It was after my healing journey and experiencing a miscarriage and a loss, and welcoming my rainbow baby, now named Zuri, which is how this business started. So I wanted to create something that was meaningful, that connected moms who also suffered something similar. And during the time at COVID, I was feeling really disconnected, and it was just a very hard time. And so I decided to create, at the time, bows and matching bows and headwear for Zuri and me, which started to spearhead at the onset of my business. And so I started with bows and kids bonnets, and it then grew into matching sets. And one of the challenges that I faced is that early on, as I attended almost every craft fair that you can think of, and I didn't necessarily have a clear strategy. And I think I was at the time trying to please everyone with ideas that I was receiving from just customers at craft fairs. And so the vision, I would say, of Zuri and me is now more focused on, after learning about the diagnosis of my mom suffering alopecia, moving on to high quality satin line protective wear with still having that matching parent and child piece. And you'll see that in some of the designs that I've created, along with the aspect of those who are experiencing hair loss and seeking gentle solutions on their scalp, like my mom was needing at the time, which is the focus and the intent behind my journey and how we've evolved until where we are now.
Thank you, Shanice. Next is Chanel.
Okay, so my turn. What is the inspiration that started my business? I did too started this business, and this isn't my first business that I have ever started. So I've been what we call a serial entrepreneur for the last a little over the last decade. I will say that my this business was inspired by a loss. It's also was inspired just by data and statistics about the access to healthcare, and how there's that age gap just based upon your zip code. And we want to be able to provide those preventative measures to prevent loss, to be able to help our community continue and become healthier so that we can live longer. As we talk about challenges, that we start, and I say this, and I say this in the most very humble way possible, but this is the very first business that I've ever had as God as my business partner as well. And I can tell you that I have had the least challenges ever. Everything has just working out in my favor and for my good. So it's just almost amazing and unbelievable. That what just helps me align and be redefined of what my actual purpose is, and that inspires me just to keep going even when it does get tough. There's not the daily challenges of being a woman, being a mother, being in different positions. You always have to show up. So other than time management and being stretched with that, this is the first business where everything has just worked out unimaginably possible, and I'm so grateful for that. And then let me double check what was the last thing that it said. And how has the vision evolved since my journey? um so I started just by wanting to provide one thing, and then just learning about all of the things that I can do and the impact that I can make, and the like life standing impacts that I can make on people has continued to evolve. And I'm just so grateful to be in this work and to be able to be a part of this, to share this with you all.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Chanel. Shatis?
Okay, so I guess my vision for novel living really started from, similar to Shanice, like a personal place. It was very, I went through kind of quite a lot of things in a very short amount of time, where I lost four of the most significant people in my life. It was like back to back to back to back. And the last one, which was my father, who passed away from metastatic cancer, he passed away before he was able to meet his grandson. So all of this had occurred leading up into a pregnancy, doing this during pregnancy, and then how to navigating grief afterwards, right? I had to figure out different ways to handle that and not just go straight to the prescription line and gather up all the medication that I can to kind of suppress my symptoms and my feelings and things. I went back into a mindful place, where I learned about consciousness, especially where I went to school. Um, so after kind of searching and searching for all these different things, I realized that herbs were where I needed to be. And once that happened, it kind of opened up a whole new world for other people to enjoy the things that I was creating. I would post and post, and people started asking questions, and that's where a lot of my product line became into like realness, I guess you could say. I guess some of the challenges that I faced in the beginning, however, were very limited resources. So I definitely was um, bootstrapping my entire way through everything. Not only was it very difficult, but I also had to understand and learn the business side of everything in real time. So where we are now, and thank God for MAC, the Midlands African Chamber, as well as the cohort that I'm in now. I'm currently in a cohort with ICOR through UNO, where they've just helped me unravel the just unravel so much that business has to offer. I didn't know that there were so many nuances and everything. And so understanding where I was versus now, it is just it's like a complete 180, I feel like a whole new person walking through this life as a CEO. And it's been great so far. So
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing your perspective, on your business journey. Regina, you're
Hi,
next.
everybody. Hi. So, I was inspired by healthcare, by my grandmother. Her education can only take her so far. And then, as far as the education aspect, I was inspired by my third grade teacher, who is still my favorite teacher to this day. Everything that I've built really comes from lived experiences. just seeing firsthand what happens when care is lacking, and then what's possible when it's done right. So my mission is simply just to train skilled caregivers, or not just to train them, but to train them compassionately, and train those who can really change lives. For something that was challenging for me, I guess just creating that credibility, that was a challenge. I guess it all could have stopped there if I wasn't consistent and persistent, in moving forward in my journey. And then the evolutionary piece of it, I guess because my vision started from personal experiences with family and grew into that mission, just to improve the quality of care that we have in our community. It really began as a training center, but it's evolving into like building career pathways and developing confident and compassionate professionals that's ready to make an impact.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. Now, just to follow up on that, how do you all keep that vision front and center as you scale your businesses? And I will start with Upstitch. Thank you, Destiny, for joining us. Would you like to take that question? Can you hear me okay? Destiny, are you able to hear me? If you cannot hear me, do you mind, for those of you who are having technical difficulties, one thing that we have learned through this is logging off and logging back on. That helps when you're having issues. But I also have the question in the chat. If you're not able to, I've posted a question in the chat. Rachel, you can go ahead and take that question.
Okay, yeah. So the way that we keep our vision front and center is we talk to our audience, we talk to our customers, our clients as much as possible. And we connect with them. And our vision is to make sewing, repair, and mending accessible, empowering for everyone around us. And so we are in the community, we do events, we are in the schools, we take personal clients. And so our vision is to really just tap into those different communities and make it be known that you don't have to just go and buy new clothes all the time. You can repurpose the stuff that you already have. You can circulate the clothes, the shoes, bags, whatever in your own community, to reduce that carbon footprint and to also just build community while you're doing it as well. So yeah, that's how we keep the vision front and center. Is we're very community focused for sure.
Thank you so much, Rachel. Shanice?
Yeah, I would say that everything is kind of grounded in our core mission of quality, comfort, connection. Every decision that I make on behalf of the business kind of goes through that filter. If it doesn't align with the story, the mission, then I've learned to say no. And I think that's the biggest thing is using my no and being a little loudly as I continue to scale in a sustainable way. Similar to what Rachel says, we have reviews on what our customers really enjoy, on what they would like to see as my business continues to grow. And we try to incorporate some of that as well, because feedback is really important, right, on our mission as we grow as well.
I couldn't agree with you more, Shanice. It's one thing as you're growing your business to take feedback and incorporate that into what you're doing, but there's nothing worse than trying to scale your business and losing yourself along the way.
Absolutely.
While we're trying to take feedback, also have to remain true to ourselves, and make sure that we're doing and remaining in as far as what our business means to us, what our mission means, what that entails as far as where we started from, where we're going, and what we're trying to do as a whole. So yes, staying true to yourself is very important, because you can get lost in everything that everybody else is trying to tell you.
So absolutely. And as women, we try to juggle it all. We try to take it all on. And I realized along the way is that it's not sustainable. It's not healthy. And it's not necessary. As long as I stay true to what my mission is behind my business, that will carry me through. And it's done a really great job so far.
Awesome. Thank you. Next up, we'll have Regina.
I think I keep that mission ahead of me just by staying grounded. And I guess I stay grounded by staying connected to the people that we serve, whether it's the students or the patients or participants, whoever it is, just staying connected to them. It just reminds me of why I started. And then as we grow, or I grow, just making sure that the systems that we have in place, the team members that we bring on, that they reflect our values, so the mission is never diluted. Because you see agencies or companies grow bigger and they forget why they started, and it just falls in the wayside. So I don't want to be that. I want to stay true to who I am and remember where I came from.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. Thank you. Shatis, welcome back. I think you're muted.
Yes.
Can you hear me okay now?
Yes, I can hear
Yes,
you.
you were. Perfect.
Let me try.
So happy. Okay, I was trying to read lips, but the way that I keep my vision front and center is really just, staying close with my customers. I go live often, especially on TikTok. I go live and I allow for my customers to reach out to me. You have a question? Reach out to me, DM me. I'm going to get back to you. Maybe like 24 hours. I can't go back and forth like forever, but every single message, every testimony, like reviews, like they said previously, and like just every order, it just reminds me of why I actually started this. It's not just for a check. It's literally for wellness. I really want to provide an entire line of wellness that really creates just an ever-changing thing for every person that orders from me. But it's also intentional. I'm not the type of person to chase trends. Like if you see in my home, you'd be like, whoa, antique. Like it's really crazy. But I just really build it based on what aligns with our mission.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Destiny, can you hear us okay now?
I can hear you and only you. Sometimes I can hear you, and then sometimes I can hear everyone else but you. But I can hear you now. So
okay, yes. I think that's good. I think you can hear me, so that's good.
Yep.
All right, so we'll try to get you more involved in this Q&A here. Good. Mm-hmm. So my next question will be addressed to you, Destiny.
Okay.
Can you share any recent successes or milestones your business has achieved so far?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest ones for us is we have expanded enough to where we need extra help. So we just put out an application, like a help wanted flyer, and we're having people apply to 2 positions. So that was a big, major milestone for us. And that is the most recent milestone. But we've had a lot of milestones in the last couple of months. It's been a really crazy year. So
that's awesome. That is great. Regina.
One of the biggest milestones is securing another partnership with the workforce development.
Awesome.
So I'm excited about that. And I think what makes my heart smile the most is seeing my students, or the students that have gone through the program, seeing their names on the registry as active.
That's awesome. That's great. How about you, Shanice?
Yeah, I would say since I started this business on Etsy alone, I've had over 7,300 sales within the past 4 years, while maintaining over 2,000 5-star reviews, which, if you know Etsy, people are very honest, right? Or in any forum, if you purchase something on any forum, you're very honest about your product, and being able to maintain 5-star reviews with the number of sales that I've had kind of validates the quality, the product, and the kind of customer service that I provide. So I would say that's a big milestone for me and my business.
That is so good of all of you to share, the different milestones that you have achieved. Being a business owner, a small business owner, is not easy at all. So I really commend for the great work that you're doing, how you guys are hustling, because I know some of you still have your 9 to 5, yet you're working hard on your businesses. So kudos to all of you, for just continue to grind and hustling, because it is not easy. So give yourselves a pat in the back, like, hey, I'm doing this, and it's not going to stop here. That's the reason why we're doing this, why we're pushing. So one day, very soon, you can say bye-bye to that 9 to 5 and just continue to just push, with your own business and be an actual entrepreneur, because we don't want to continue working for other people every day. We want to now start employing others to work for you so you can actually own that CEO title. So, yes. All right. So moving on to our next question. Can you share a pivotal moment when you overcame a major challenge that threatened your mission and what you learned from that? Anyone can start.
I'll start. Again, just building that credibility, starting a new training center. People don't know about you. So just building that credibility and being a resource early on. Again, there were moments where I could have easily given up and stopped, but I stayed consistent and I stayed committed to my mission. So that experience really taught me that persistence will open up doors that doubt tries to close, because doubt will try to close doors. You just have to remain persistent.
Thank you for sharing. How about you, Rachel?
Yeah. A pivotal moment for me was quitting my 9 to 5. I've been doing this now full time, I think about since mid-February. So a little over a month, and just betting on myself and taking that risk and knowing that, I'm on God's plan, and that things will work out if I put in the work and I believe in myself. And that's how, we're able to grow as fast as we have been, because I'm now putting in, those extra hours of work to build my business, to go out and make partnerships and just spread the word about this new business that we're doing. So that it's very scary, not gonna lie, but yeah, I think it was definitely the right move at that moment.
Awesome. Shatis?
Yeah, crazy enough, same story, Rachel. I actually finally, I feel as though financially I was able to project a lot of different things, and a lot of great things have actually excelled it. So I just felt like it was the right time to do so. And it's a little bit overwhelming, right? Not taking orders from someone else and not necessarily knowing how to put your feet or walk in the proper direction, but honestly, I think that I had created a great foundation enough for me to be able to persevere. And it just now I have just so many open doors, that I can walk through, have all this time in the world, not really, but all this time in the world where I can actually excel in different places. So
That's great. This is amazing. In just a matter of a few months, most of you or some of you have been able to just say, okay, it's time for me to just leave my 9 to 5 and just pursue this endeavor and just focus on it. I am so happy to hear this. You guys have no idea. I'm so elated right now. Tell me more. Tell me more. Tell me more. Oh my God, this is amazing. I am so proud of each and every single one of you, because a lot of people find themselves in these positions, right? But just being able to make that that next step, like taking that leap of faith and just saying, I'm actually going to do this, is the hardest decision you can actually make as an entrepreneur. So just hearing you guys saying that I've actually made that decision, I've taken that bold step, whew, I'm so proud. I'm so happy for you guys. Yeah, I'm so happy. Well, my next question is, what advice would you give to Black founders who are in the early stages of building their businesses and maybe struggling to see their vision through? Destiny?
Yeah, I think some advice I would give to Black founders, especially young Black founders, is imposter syndrome is real and it will get to you. And the amount of things you have to do can get to your head, but once you're in it, you're in it. So just start is my thing. It took me so long to just get started. And so, like, just taking that first step is, I would just tell them to dive on in, take that first step. You can do it. Everyone is like making it up as they go. You're not the only one. So imposter syndrome, getting control of that and really owning your place in the world and owning your place in your business and just, taking that first step.
Awesome. Shanice?
Yeah, I would say not letting other people's opinions about your business pull you off your path. There are so many naysayers, people with questions and, somewhat even negative opinions on saying like, how are you going to do this? How are you going to maintain this? How do you juggle, your 9 to 5? How is this even possible? Can you, and how do you, and why are you? And so I think the biggest thing for me is like, this mustard seed wasn't given to them, it was given to me, right? And I'm the one helping to water it and helping it to grow. And so I would say stay consistent, stay grounded in your faith and grounded in your business. Do so with validation from others. When I first started this business, I remember I was at a craft fair at Prairie Wind Elementary, and people were like, "What are you doing on a Saturday? Like what's," and they didn't understand. And so obviously years across the journey, like they get it now, but in those first stages, sometimes people don't get it, and that's okay. It's not for them to get. So I would say, yes, keep going, even without validation from others. If you have a small group or a small tribe that's encouraging you, completely lean in on that and keep going.
Thank you, Shanice. Regina?
Sometimes we are our worst critic and we feel like we have to have it all in place and all together before we actually take the leap of faith. So my advice will truly be to start where you are and just stay consistent. The conditions don't really need to be perfect in order for you to start or in order for you to build something powerful. So just stay consistent, trust your vision, and then build those relationships, because we all need those relationships in order to move forward or create something powerful. And just remember that your story is not a limitation. You can use it to your advantage.
Thank you for sharing that. Shatis?
Yeah, I think that the best advice I could give to someone is to, yes, you're starting out your journey by yourself, right? But at the end of the day, wanting to create a community, go around like-minded individuals, go around people who are the vision of what you actually want to achieve, whether they're super far off into your goal or whether they're just starting out. Staying around like-minded individuals will truly benefit you in the long run. You guys are talking about the same things. You guys are creating ideas, and it's just, they're going to piggyback off of one another, and you're just going to continue to build long-term relationships, partnerships at the end, and it's just going to be a complete support system, like Regina said.
That's great. Rachel?
Yeah. Wow, you guys all had some good advice. I'm trying to think of something different. I would say use your resources. Go to the library, go to the Small Business Development Center, local colleges, anywhere where you can gain some insight and some information about how to run a business or even how to network or whatever, I'd say just use your resources and always expand your knowledge base. Like, always be seeking ways to grow and to better yourself. Nobody's perfect. There's always room for improvement. And so just being able to just use your resources and don't be afraid to ask for help or to ask any questions, because there's just so much to learn and so much to know. And so being able to just communicate and to talk to people is definitely going to help in the long run.
Yeah, you guys have all given great advices, and I couldn't agree with you guys more, because as you all grow, as I tell people, as long as you are still alive on the face of this planet, there is still room for you to grow. A dead person is the only person that can no longer learn anything, because you're no longer here. You can still learn from a child. You can learn from someone who's younger than you. You can learn from someone who's older than you. If you give a deaf ear, that means you no longer want to be here. So as long as you're here, have an open mind so that you can continue growing. So everything you guys have all said is amazing. Continue to have an open heart, open ear, continue to build on those relationships, continue to network. Network is so pivotal in this country, especially when you're in business. You don't know who you're talking to that may know someone that you may need tomorrow. So don't ever take anything or any opportunity for granted, because you just never know who knows somebody that may know somebody. That is a key to success in this country. So just make sure that you're keeping those doors open, because you just never know what may come out of them tomorrow. It's very important. So I have one final question to all of you. Looking ahead, what are your long-term goals and vision for the future of your business? I will start with Shatis.
Yeah. Well, right now, I feel as though we're trying to become more recognized as a brand overall, not just in Omaha, but national scale as well. Everything has started so short term. So it's like we've only really been truly in business since June of last year, right? So it hasn't even been a full year. And the capacity that we're in right now it's daunting a little bit, but our long-term goal still is going to be beneficial for us getting our name out there all the way. Truly, I would like to have several apothecaries in smaller, big cities, I guess, like similar like Omaha, Tulsa, just smaller, big cities, if you know what I mean. And this is not just an apothecary where you go in and just get herbs. It's more of a interactional community place. So right now I'm in the workings of getting a building so we can have that here, where you can have a tea shop, apothecary, and a community-based place where you can come and see different performances, things like that. So it's like the opposite of what a bar would be. It's almost like a tea place, rather, and you can come in the nighttime as well.
Awesome, that's nice. Shanice?
Yeah, I would say goals and vision is to expand outside of Etsy and Shopify. I started a TikTok shop last year. And if anyone knows TikTok, it is very difficult, but my goal is to go into wholesale and to place my products in local hospitals, which I'm currently working on right now with CHI and their gift shops. So that is exciting. But yeah, it's to expand and scale in a way that I have a thoughtful approach to do so.
That's great. Regina?
I'd say that my long-term goal is really to expand into multiple locations. Additionally, I would like to become a leading training pipeline, per se, for individuals that are entering healthcare professions. While doing this, I would say just improve care and the care standards while creating an impact because I think that lacks sometimes, and sometimes we are overlooked. I want for people to know that there are people that care, and there are people that are able to teach quality um, training skills. So just really to expand.
That's great. Rachel and Destiny.
Yeah, our future long term goals. We want to change the future of fashion education. Right now, when people think fashion, they think just cut and sew, manufacturing clothes at a large scale for mass consumption. We want to just turn it back a little bit. We wanted to go back to like home ec, teaching people real life skills of how to sew and how to take care of their clothes and how to shop more consciously, and just kind of just stick it to fast fashion and just be like, no, this is not the only way for us to consume clothes. There's different, more sustainable ways, that is more community involved, even individually, involved, where people can express themselves. But then also just reduce our carbon footprint. Right now, fast fashion is very detrimental to the environment. We're using tons of water. It's just really bad for the environment. And so we want to change how we view fashion education, and make it more sustainable, and let people know that we have a say in how we consume what we wear, and how we shop, or how we even circulate the clothes that's already in the world today. We don't need to make more clothes. We just need to make use of what we already have.
Yeah, and to add to that, the way we want to expand and be the leaders of fashion education is we want to expand to different cities, but we also want our curriculum taught in schools, like home ec courses. We want to have books that schools will like read and give their students, and we want to be able to send our own teachers out to teach our programs. So we want to have programs that we license out, and that we have schools and nonprofits and programs teach from our lessons and our books, and have our teachers go out and teach them. So we want a whole educational system to kind of do that.
Awesome. This has been great. This has been a great conversation. Thank you all so much for sharing, for joining me today and just sharing everything about your journey with us. It's been great watching you guys since the beginning of Pitch Blacks, from January up until now. Just seeing how you have progressed through this journey, your growth, and everything. And it's interesting, for the very first time, we have all women as the top 5 finalists. And this is happening during Women's History Month. This is just amazing. You guys are like, I'm so excited for you guys. This is great. This is the first time this has happened, and this is creating history on its own, right? So,
Yes.
yeah. This has definitely been an incredible, powerful conversation, and we're almost at the end. Is there anything anybody would like to add? I want you guys to share your hashtags with our audience so that they can follow you. So I will start with Shanice. Go ahead and share your pages so that our audience can make sure that they can follow you. Because it's going to be on from now until Pitch Black. So go ahead and share.
Yep, Zuri and me on Facebook, on Pinterest, on Instagram, on TikTok. Of course, I'm on Etsy, where you can shop along with my website. So yes, if you want to even drop a question, a chat, a message, I do respond. Any questions, happy to reach out.
Thank you. Regina?
You can find me online, artofhomecaretrainingcenter.com, on Instagram, art training, TikTok, Art of Home Care Training, and I'm on Facebook, just Regina Tate.
Awesome. Shatis?
Yeah, so I go live Monday through Thursday on TikTok, about 10:30 a.m. to about 2. p.m. So be on there. We like to do big batches of our herbs, and we like to inform people and educate people while we're doing that. It's a really fun time. I'll tell you. Tap in. It's at Novel Living Co. On TikTok as well as Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. Everything is just Novel Living Co. I think that I have. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah.
All right. Rachel and Destiny, where can our audience follow you guys?
Yeah. You can follow us at Upstitch. So that's Upstitch''D. We're on Instagram, Facebook. We're also on LinkedIn and TikTok.
Awesome. So our audience, you heard them. These are our 2026 Pitch Black finalists. Make sure that you are following them. Make sure that you are supporting them on this journey. It is not easy to be an entrepreneur, but they are working very, very hard. So make sure you're, supporting them with their services. You're purchasing their products, and you're just following them in all their social media platforms. If there's nothing else that you can do, you can comment, and share their businesses. That is the one way, if not any other way, the one way that you can support them. It means a lot when an entrepreneur goes on their page and they see one like and they see one follow. It is great support. It keeps us going. It pushes us to continue doing what we're doing. We love the support. So thank you. Well, I have a few announcements here. At the Pitch Black Conference this year, attendees will experience more than just the competition. There will be a complimentary beat and professional headshot station. So if you are inspired tonight, we invite you to attend the Pitch Black Conference, support these founders live, connect with the community, be part of the experience. Visit www.wepitchblack.com to purchase your ticket. Before we close, here are a few upcoming opportunities at the Midlands African Chamber. We have our upcoming roll call event on April 8th with Idle Vital Living with Imani Murray. There will be a networking event and business engagement. Our upcoming Ubuntu Mixer, that's a pre-conference networking experience, which will be on April 30th at Millrock Commons. Our next Power Hour will be right here on March. Well, this one is on March 19th. The next one will be sometime in April. I'll give you guys the date here quickly. It is going to be on April 16th, hosted by me, of course. So you'll be seeing my face again in about 3 weeks or so. So stay connected. And thank you all so much to our finalists. Thank you for your leadership. Thank you for your vision and your commitment to building impactful businesses. We look forward to seeing you all on the Pitch Black stage. To our audience, thank you for joining us and for your continued support. Thank you, everybody, and you have a great evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night.